Before Mansa Musa's gold, there was a king who ruled the desert winds, and I think he's still watching us. Everyone talks about Mansa Musa, the richest man to ever live, the emperor of Mali who flooded Cairo with gold on his pilgrimage to Mecca. But no one tells the story of what came before. Of the empire that ruled the Sahel when Musa's ancestors were still tribal chiefs. The empire of Kanem. My grandfather told me stories about it when I was young. We lived near Lake Chad. Dry winds. Red sand. A place where time folds in on itself. He used to point at the dunes and say, "There are kings buried under that dust, and they're not sleeping." I thought he was just being poetic. But last year, when I joined a group of amateur researchers tracing trans-Saharan trade routes, we stumbled on ruins northeast of the lake. Pillars half buried in sand. Charred stone. And in the middle, what looked like a mausoleum. Cracked open, like something clawed its way out. Inside, we found script etched into clay tablets. Not Arabic. Not Latin. But something older. My guide, a local Tuareg, refused to enter the tomb. He whispered the name, Dunama, and spat in the sand. Kanem was no ordinary empire. A century before Musa, Kanem stretched from the Libyan desert in the north to the edge of Nubia, and west to the Great Bend of the Niger. They controlled crossroads of trade, ideas, and war. Slaves, ivory, salt, and horses passed through their cities. Their scholars debated with scholars from Baghdad. Their armies burned like fire across the Sahel. And yet, history forgot them. Some say it's because they wanted it that way. That their power came from something hidden, not just wealth, but a pact. That their rulers, the Mays, performed rituals at the heart of Lake Chad every year, giving offerings to something that lived beneath the water. Something that gave knowledge, but demanded silence. That night after we found the tomb, the wind wouldn't stop. It hissed through our camp like a voice. One of our researchers disappeared. We found his notebook buried under sand the next morning. He'd drawn a spiral, over and over, with one phrase written in shaky handwriting. "The king is still ruling from beneath." We left the ruins. I never spoke of it again. But every time I research African history, I feel something behind me. Like I'm trespassing. Like I've opened a door meant to stay shut. If you ever go to Lake Chad, and the wind carries a voice you don't recognize, turn around. Walk the other way. Some empires are forgotten for a reason.